Hey, do you want a cornet or a chalk ice? Ever asked your kid this sort of question and been faced with a meltdown or a blow-up? For most kids, they cope really well because their brain is looking at it like this. They go from nothing to a cornet, or maybe a chalk ice. Or should I have the cornet? No, I'll have the chalk ice. That's great if your brain is going from nothing to a cornet or nothing to a chalk ice, but for kids who've experienced trauma, they see it differently. You mention a cornet and a chalk ice, and they're suddenly thinking both. And so when you're asking them to choose, you're asking them to go from both to a cornet or from both to a chalk ice. While most kids are thinking which one they are going to gain, there are some who will be looking at which they're going to lose. Bad things happen to us. Things that make us sad, upset, angry, hurt. That's life. For most of us, they're reasonably rare events. But when it's repeated, and particularly when they are big things, the brain has to find a way of dealing with it. One is to shut down, to become detached, to retreat in on itself, so that when things come along again, we don't notice them, we don't feel them, they don't hurt us, we don't let them affect us. The other is to become sensitized, so that we can spot it coming and try and deal with it like that. The repetition means that it hurts more and more. You react to those events more strongly and feel the pain more deeply. And that means that it's not just the big things that hurt, but the small things as well. Think about a child who's been adopted or gone through the foster care system and what they've lost. Here's Joe's birth family: Mum, Dad, brother, and his favourite cuddly duck. They're not a great family by any means. They may be violent, neglectful and abusive, but at the moment they're all he's got. And then one day, Mum and Dad are gone. And so is his house, and his clothes, and his bedding, and just about everything familiar to him, apart from his brother and his cuddly duck. It was for the best, but Joe doesn't know that. All that he knows is that he's lost just about everything in his life. Suddenly, he's in a strange house with strange clothes, strange smells, strange bedding, and strange big people that he's never met before. After a time they become his mum and dad. He bonds with them. He doesn't know it, but they were temporary foster carers. He moved in with them because they had space available that night, and the plan is that he needs to move on. And so one day he's moved again, except that his brother has to go to another placement. And somehow in the move his cuddly duck gets lost. But it's all right, we say, because now he gets a sister and a dog. And so next time he moves, he loses a mum, a dad, a sister, and a dog. These are big losses. These are huge losses. And for adopted kids, it can happen again and again and again, 5, 10, 15 times. If you've ever lost someone close to you, you'll know a bit about how it feels, but probably only a bit. But don't kid yourself, Joe doesn't feel it any less because he's little. In fact, he may even feel it more. And he experiences it again and again and again. And so Joe, in his background, has experiences of loss that we can hardly begin to comprehend. And there's a fair chance that this has resulted in him becoming sensitized to it. Every time he experiences loss now, it will be big and painful. And so if he has a meltdown when you ask him to choose between a couple of things, maybe his brain is seeing it that he has to go from a cornet and a chalk ice to just a cornet. You're asking him to lose the chalk ice. And maybe deep down where it's just feelings and there are no words, he's remembering the losses he's had in his past. It's no wonder then if his feelings spill over.